You know, one of the secrets that designers use to just instantly redecorate your home is to not only in every room have some great books situated in a little corner, but to have houseplants. And it sounds so basic, and they even found, they did a study in Norway, and they found, it makes sense because in Norway, it's kind of cold, that they were able to prove that workers, people at work, their productivity went up, increased tons by just having a houseplant set up at your desk. So we know that it cleans the air. We know that these guys make us feel more uplifted. And it just looks prettier. It looks homier, But what kind of houseplants do we get?
Yeah, because, listen, my history has been
a little shaky?
Well, it's been a little shaky when it comes to houseplants. It's like that Charlie Brown Christmas tree after a couple of months. I know. I just forget to water, and I don't.
Or you overwater because you love.
Or I buy the wrong one that looks too exotic for my conditions. So what do you recommend? What's a good houseplant that's indestructible?
Well, this is the one. If you don't have this one, it's called the Philodendron. And I would describe it as it looks like little hearts. The leaves themselves look like little, hearts.
Okay.
And it's native to the American tropics. You can basically throw it in the darkest closet corner and forget to water it for weeks, and it would still be saying, "That's okay. I still love you. I'm not going to take it personally."
I'm going to go out and buy a bunch of philodendron. That's my plan.
It's one of those things. It is.
Maybe put one in my car.
You could put it in your car. You could put it seriously in every room, and it's super cheap. They sell it like at the grocery store as well as the beautiful nurseries and that kind of thing.
It's the pigeon of houseplants.
Kind of is.
Isn't it?
It's kind of,
right.
And it isn't ugly. It's very pretty. It grows.
It's green. It's green. It's going to help oxygenate my air quality.
And it will spill over. Like you can put it on this one area on a countertop, and it will, within no time, it will dangle up and over the edge. And so now you'll have some beautiful, foliage.
I'm getting a philodendron. That's my mainstay.
So it comes in both vining and shrub-like varieties, so you can choose. There's no flower. It's just green leaves. But, I'm talking about low-light situation, hardly any water. It is like I'm a guy, I can't garden solution.
If you're going to live in a dorm as a freshman in college, that's the plant. That's the one.
So think of the philodendron. Google philodendron, Philo, philodendron, and you got to get this guy. All right. Next to that is another one. It's called the Arrowhead Vine. Now these leaves kind of are shaped like an arrow.
Now they're kind of variegated, right?
They are. And they come in not only like green and cream colors, but also kind of shades of bronze and pink sometimes.
All right.
And they also do really well with it's in a closet. So if you have a house, especially in the colder months where, let's say, you have this family room and it's really dark, but you want to add some life. You want to have a house plant or two. So you got to get the philodendron and you got to get the Arrowhead Vine. It's not the most gorgeous plant in the world. It's just kind of okay.
Listen, gorgeous versus dead. I'll take philodendron.
And they'll be happy and they're thriving, and you'll notice a difference. Like when you walk through your apartment or your house, and if you have a plant in at least every room, you're going to go, "There's a little more bounce in my step."
And you know what? I'm going to do a little more work. According to the Norwegian study.
It isn't just coffee. It's my house plant.
I should just hang a plant around my neck and walk around and be more productive. A philodendron, like a tie made of philodendron.
Or a jacket, just with all these vines. All right, so philodendron and Arrowhead Vine, you got to get those. We're talking about easy house plants that you can grow basically anywhere. Here's another one. It's called the Chinese evergreen. And again, it isn't the most beautiful plant in the world. None of these flower. It isn't like an orchid that you go, "Oh my gosh, it's so exotic." They're just very basic.
It's a mainstay.
But the idea is you get a pretty container, you put it in a corner in every room, and now it's just going to take you to that next level. It's going to go, wow. People are going to say, "Did you redecorate the place?"
No, I just got a philodendron.
I just got a Chinese evergreen. And the Arrowhead Vine.
I got it all.
All right. So the Chinese evergreen, this too is variegated. It has kind of a creaminess, kind of a veining on top of the Kelly green, if you will. Mm-hmm. And, you hardly ever have to think about it. You don't even have to it loves hardly any light. And don't even have to think about watering it. You can forget about it for a couple of weeks, and it will say, "You know what? That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm
just
not
put a
sad.
little water on
You're
it.
not hurting me.
No.
And of course, we heard of the snake plant.
Sure, I remember that one.
It's
That's a
also
good
known
one.
as mother-in-law plant. It's a succulent, and it has these. Well, it grows vertically. All of the leaves, and they're very stiff. Right?
Yeah, long and narrow.
Very long and narrow, and it works, these erect leaves. It's really great, like if you have maybe a whole series of them. Maybe you have like a staircase, and you put like 3 of them in like a little planter at the base of the case.
Or that could be the tall plant behind your
the sofa.
Philodendron
Or
and your arrowhead.
Yeah.
Right?
And so it's really, again, hardly any light. It's very drought tolerant. Most people only kill it because they water it too much. It doesn't really need much of anything. And you'll see it a lot like at apartment complexes or even in restaurant areas or strip malls, because it has this great architectural shape where you can use that to now create like a little facade.
Yeah, like a screen or something.
A screen. You can make
can
a
hide
barrier.
cords.
Yeah, or it creates like a room divider.
There you
because
go.
now you have this. All right, so then think of the fern. Now, certain ferns are really delicate.
Yeah.
Right?
I've killed some ferns in my day.
But
I'm not proud.
But you're not proud. But you can also take note that there are some ferns that are several varieties that really love very little water and very little light. So, for instance, I would recommend that when you're thinking about ferns, that you go with something that's going to be, it's going to hang out. One of the ferns that I love, it is the healthy oak fern. It's going to spread out over time, and a lot of times people use it as ground cover, or the Japanese painted fern. These are ferns that do really, really well, or the final one is called the bird's nest, the Boston bird's nest. Just think of those ferns, and now you'll hang out, maybe put those in the bathroom or in an area.
Yeah, that's where they grow
they love
pretty much on their own with the steam, right? Yeah.
Another plant that is very decorative, it's very small and super low maintenance. Don't worry if you forget to water one week. It's not going to have a problem. It's a member of the pepper family, and the leaves themselves have this texture. It almost has like a blistering. It almost looks like it has this kind of waffled puffiness.
Okay.
Like the leaves themselves are like the shape of a teardrop, but then the actual veins puff up almost like a waffle.
That sounds visually appealing.
Yeah, well,
I love waffles.
You love waffles. Yeah. And so it's called the peperomia, and that's because it's a member of the pepper plant. And, it tolerates dry conditions, doesn't need much light. Before you know it, you're going, okay, I
got a green thumb all of a sudden.
I'm growing things.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have a spider plant, you've got to have one of these guys. These look great in hanging baskets. These look great, maybe in your bathroom. It's going to improve the air quality.
Well, they have the little babies that come down.
The little baby pups. The little baby pups, exactly. And the little babies come dangling down like a little spider.
See, I could grow those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I'm
key,
feeling more hopeful, I got to tell you. I might be able to do this.
I know. We'll put this whole list on the website. And if you don't have the cast iron plant, this is something I actually inherited from my dad. It dates back that long, and it's still living, and we have it in our laundry room where there truly is hardly any light whatsoever.
And it's still going?
Still going.
Jeez.
Cast iron plant. It's rugged. It can survive like a closet. It doesn't need that much water, and it can hang on with temperatures that fluctuate. It's nearly indestructible, the cast iron plant. Anyway, check it out. We'll put all this on the website as always. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hope you had some fun. Try something new to make your place better. Until next time, remember this, the key is under the mat. Bye-bye.
I'll light the fire while you place the flowers in the vase that you